Well, hello, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Come on in, come on in. It's been a while, but I have so much to talk about tonight. My name is Latrice Sampson Richards. I'm a mental and emotional wellness creative, licensed professional counselor, and certified life enhancement coach. And this is a random live that I do whenever I feel like doing a random live. So y'all come on into the room. I moved last weekend. Oh, if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and comment #replay. Or if you are listening to this on the podcast, then go ahead and I don't know, put #replay in the comments to leave me a 5-star review. Sounds like a good thing. Um, but anyway, I it's been an interesting and crazy week. So much going on this week. We moved last weekend, and I love the new apartment. It's amazing. This apartment is so much nicer than the last apartment that we were in, but there's so many other like perks associated with this apartment. So I was sitting here and I was just I'm going to take this watch off because that's making too much noise. Remember, when you come on in, you got to tell me that you're here. You got to say hey or something so that I can know you here, because they don't always be telling me. And tag a friend or something. So I was sitting here and I was just thinking about like how chaotic this week has been, but also how like really relatively smooth this week has been as well. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a live stream about that. Because there's so many things that I have learned, or like that have been shown to me or manifested or whatever you want to call it, like through the course of moving into this new apartment. And so I wanted to just talk about it because I think that it's important to process major movement that happens in your life. It's important to acknowledge when major movement takes place in your life. And it's important to like celebrate those wins, because believe it or not, um, personal progress is a win. That's a win too. It's not just about career and money and shit like that. So we moved, my husband and I, last weekend to this new apartment, and I'm in my new office. This is my first live stream from my new office. So, you know, but this is the bed that was in the office. I mean, that was in the last bedroom. The second bedroom we had in the last apartment was a bedroom. And in this apartment, it is an office. I told my husband, I'm not giving up my office. And I tried to stop us from even taking this bed with us because we don't need it. We have a bed for our bedroom. But, we brought it here and it's in the way. I told my husband the other night, I said, babe, I said, listen, we gonna have to get rid of this here bed. I don't think we need that. We got an air mattress, you know what I'm saying? We could get a futon for the office, or something, you know what I'm saying? We don't need this though. So he finally was like, he said my favorite words, and I think these are the best words a husband could tell a wife. Whatever you want, babe. Those are like the best. That's like the whatever is whatever one word or two words. Whatever. I feel like I want it to be two words. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's two words, when it's one word, when it's whatever, then it's kind of dismissive. It's like whatever you want. Like, get away from me, whatever you want. But when it's two words, then it's intentional, right? It's whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, the sky is the limit, whatever you want. And I prefer to think that that's the way that my husband is communicating with me. So anyway, I was like, okay, so we're getting rid of this bed. And I'm in my new office. Hey, Lakonda, I am in my new office. This is a wooden partition that I bought when I was in Japan. and it's at least 100 and something years old. I found it at a flea market in Japan, just a random ass flea market in Japan, and it was this old, Japanese man with a cigarette hanging out his mouth. I was in real like Japan, And so I took it and I just cleaned it and stuff like that. I told you I like doing DIY projects, and I just spray painted it gold. And it took about 20 cans of spray paint. I grossly underestimated how much work that project was going to be. But, that's my little partition. And so I have that up there temporarily because my office was a hot mess. You know, we had so much stuff when we moved and everything like that, and everything was just all over the place. And so, one of the first lessons that I learned from like moving into this place is that like you get what you pay for, you know what I'm saying? So in our last apartment, and I learned it, I feel like in so many different ways. In our last apartment, the rent was decent. I mean, it was still high. It is high to like living. The cost of living is extremely high in South Florida. It's unnecessarily high in South Florida. And that has been a very jarring experience for me. Because I've lived in other countries, but I never was paying living expenses while I lived in those other countries. So I can't really tell you. I could tell you about the cost of living because I still had to like shop in the grocery store and stuff like that. But I can't really tell you how much it is to like live in those countries because I wasn't paying none of those bills. And so my really only experience in terms of like living and like living on my own and stuff like that has been Louisiana. And I've lived all over the state of Louisiana, and Texas, one part of Texas. But the rent is reasonable down there. Out here, it's insane. So the last apartment that we had, I was still kind of like having sticker shock. And I was just like, I can't wrap my mind around paying this much money for this much apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's insane to me. And I had to kind of like get over that because trying to be cheap or trying to, you know, I don't know, just trying to hold on to the past that I knew, instead of like embracing the present that I now exist in. Um, Girl, I put myself in an apartment. I got us an apartment that was like, girl, you live where now? And I liked it. I did like the apartment. I liked the neighborhood to a certain extent. I was in an ultra black neighborhood, and I've done, live streams before where I share with y'all. Like, I love going everywhere that I go. I see black people. Like I really enjoy that. Um, but at the same time, um, I just have come to expect a little bit more when it comes to my living arrangements. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've worked hard for it. I've earned it, and living in the hood does not define me or my blackness. You know what I'm saying? So if I have the means to live it better, then I will. So I really feel like this transition, because we're in a much better neighborhood now, we're in a much better area, still got a lot of black folk all around, but there's a lot more white folk as well, you know what I'm saying? Which is, I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me. But there's, this is more like what I'm accustomed to. And not only that, but I get my office now. I have this space that is my own, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. And so, you get what you pay for. We're paying a lot more here than we was paying at the other place. Probably about 25% more than we were paying at the other place. But I feel like it's worth it, it's worth it. Sometimes if you are able, I'm completely understand that not everybody is able. Not everybody is financially in a place where they can do those things. But if you are, you can make, and it's not even always just about finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what you pay for. Like, whatever it is that you're investing in, you get what you pay for. That could be, I learned that lesson too with my Ziploc bags. I love a good Ziploc bag. Let me tell you, I am the queen of Ziploc. I have an entire drawer dedicated to Ziploc bags, and it has to be Ziploc. It cannot be Great Value. It cannot be Glad. It cannot be none of them other ones. It has to be Ziploc brand bags, right? Because I learned that you get what you pay for. I use way too many bags to not pay money for my bags. You know what I'm saying? Somebody keep knocking on my door. I think it's some children playing. I do believe. So I don't know. I feel like there's no reason for me to go see who's at the door. Let me see who's at the door. Yeah, it's some children playing. I don't have time for that. They're going to learn real quick. I don't play with children. Don't be coming knock on my damn door. Why would you do that? There's no reason for that. So anyway, so yeah, you get what you pay for. In this space we have a lot more peace of mind. I have my office. I have, we have more space. And we're kind of getting into a groove. This is the first time, well, when we first got married too, but this is the first time that my husband and I really get a chance to like move together, move into a place together and build together, like to make a concerted effort to build something together. And that's exciting because I've been traveling so much with my job, my last job. I was always going, I was always doing something, I was always in another country. And so it's it's exciting, to be in a place where we are finally in the like on the same page, in the same space. I'm excited about that. So I feel like this is a good investment. You know, and I'm looking forward to what's to come, Some of the other things is like I'm realizing more and more that like goals that I had been setting for myself, I was really struggling to like meet those goals. Not all of them, obviously, because I have met a ridiculous amount of my goals since I got back home. But there's some like personal goals, like I don't share all my goals with y'all. I feel like some things need to be just for me. And so some of those goals are just for me. They are personal goals. And so I am struggling in some of those areas. And so it's one of those things where, because I have this fresh start of moving into a new apartment, kind of starting our lives together, getting this new space. It's like a natural fresh start, it's natural. It's natural for this to happen. It feels like change is already like I'm on the cusp of change, and change is actually moving into implementation. And it makes it a lot easier to just kind of ride the wave and make other changes as well. And so one of the things is that I wanted to wake up earlier because I have never been a morning person. I have like I just some like you know how people wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, and they drink their coffee and then they take a run and like they solve all of the problems of the world in the first 3 hours of the day before most of the rest of the world is awake. Like I just never been one of those people. But I am a hard worker and I do have a lot of ambitions. And what I realize is that those are hours of the day that I'm losing access to, um, because which means that I'm not operating at the capacity that I'm actually capable of. And so that's a change that I've been trying to make. And so another second thing that I've learned since being in moving into this new apartment is that I can be a morning person if I get to take a nap, about halfway through my day. Because I gotta get the nap. I gotta get the nap. I'm way past I don't need a nap age. You know what I'm saying? I used to be able to just like go and go and go and go and go. And I've been needing a nap now. So I try to do what I got to do to give myself a nap. But since I've been waking up earlier, it's easier to get in the nap. I actually have time for a nap now. Whereas before I felt like I needed a nap and because I was tired and I didn't have time to take no nap. So because I woke up so late. You know so that has been like very interesting to me because I feel like it's more than just like getting the nap or it's more than just like waking up earlier. It's really more for me about keeping a promise to myself because that has been the struggle is keeping a promise to myself. So like, you know, if I say, "Well, okay, I'm going to do this, so I want to do that, or this is something that's important to me, personally speaking, I tend to prioritize other people's things over myself, or prioritize my business over myself, or my relationship over myself. And while there are times when you will have to make those type of prioritizations, it should not be the norm. And that's something that I was really struggling with, but it's becoming more and more apparent to me that I need to prioritize myself because all of those other people that I'm interacting with, all of those other people that I'm prioritizing, they need for me to be the very best version of myself. And if I'm not prioritizing me, then there's no way that I can be that for them. And so I I'm prioritizing me because prioritizing me is prioritizing them. And it's just, for me. So that's been really nice, because I always said, oh, I'm not a morning person. I can't wake up that early and this, that, and the other. I woke up before 7 a.m. every day this week. Today was the first day that I slept in. And I really slept till like 7:30 and then I got up. So I'm not, all the way there, but I am trying to make a habit of this. I ain't gonna lie. Them last couple days, I was like, I really don't feel like getting out this bed right now, but let me get up. Let me get up because I want to make this a habit because I enjoy how it makes me feel. And so, I'm just going to see what happens. I'm just going to keep trying to do it for as long as I can do it and be flexible with myself and make sure that I'm giving myself a break from time to time, just to kind of recalibrate or whatever. But I'm intentional about the decisions that I'm making and keeping in mind what my goals are. And that's awesome, that's awesome. And, it brings me to the third point that I was talking about. Excuse me, the third lesson that I've learned from this move into my new apartment. And that is, the environment matters. And it's like everything that I talked about, me being a morning person, you get what you pay for, and having this space and everything like that. Like all of that really comes down to the environment, and this environment, creating an environment that is conducive to growth and that is conducive to change. And, we have the responsibility to create that environment for ourselves. And we have to take ownership of that. And that can be very, very difficult, right? Because a lot of us have spent a great deal of time um, experiencing life, or having, I don't know, I feel like I don't have the right words to say it cute and eloquently. So I'm just gonna say it the way I feel like I need to say it. But a lot of us have lived in such trauma, that we think that the environment that we're surrounded by is like all that's available to us, and it's not. Trust me, it is not. So, you know, your environment matters, and you have the ability to change your environment. Even if you're not financially in a place where you can move to a new apartment or something like that, you can still impact your environment intentionally. I don't care if you live in the projects, you can impact your environment intentionally. There are things that you can do to make a change in the environment that you exist in. You know, you just have to be intentional about that and do what you can do. But not doing nothing at all, I mean, why and for what? Why and for what, So that's, just three things that I've learned from this move. It's been we one weekend, and I'm excited about the direction that it's going in. I'm going to be sharing, as I transform my office. I'm a DIYer. I love the idea of like taking something that was meant for the trash and like giving it a new life, because I think it's a beautiful metaphor for life. You might think that you garbage or whatever, but you ain't, sis. You ain't, So I'm excited about it. I'm thankful for this path that I'm on, and looking forward to seeing how it grows, and looking forward to sharing my journey with you. If you want to keep on this journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like my Facebook page. Make sure you hit the little notification bell so that you can be notified every time I do a live stream. Make sure you go to my website, latricesampsonrichards.com, to learn more information about who I am, what I do, and what I got to say. All right. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And until next time, be well. Bye, y'all.